You are live.
We are live and hello everyone, welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is Division 1 and we are in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Jeddah Corniche circuit, the twisting turning circuit with 27 turns, and joining me in the comms box tonight is Srikanth. Srikanth, hello, how are you doing and how's your weekend so far, considering we have a real life Jeddah Grand Prix going on as well? Not the Grand Prix itself, but the weekend.
Oh, thanks Marlo for the introduction. For now, it's turning out to be a decent weekend for us Red Bull boys. So, yeah, it's a pretty good weekend for us. And in IRL terms, it was an eventful weekend. To be fair.
Eventful to say the least. That's all we'll say about the days which have gone past, as Noobshan in the comment section, and I'm hoping more people will join in. I have forgotten to tag everyone, so I'll quickly do that.
I will do it.
Alright, so please do that. And we can see Redstone has already started a lap in his Mercedes. A very quick driver, Redstone, someone who has really transformed in the level of his pace since joining D1. So let's hope he can keep up this good form of races, especially Silverstone, where I think he won the race in wet conditions. That was one of the drives to remember for him. 14 people in tonight. So it's a decent turnout, especially for a Division 1 race, and we'll see how these drivers get along. Azun, as always, has retired in the pits, so he'll be starting from the back. Typical Azun. And worth mentioning, Srikanth, that this is a sprint weekend, so we'll have a 9-lap sprint race, and the results of that race will determine the starting order for the main race, which is 25 laps long. So plenty of racing action, and with close proximity of the walls, you can expect a few front wings being replaced.
Yes, we can expect few front wings, and we can see drivers doing race runs. They are not using the batteries and they are going easy. And we have one representative lap, and it's from Redstone, 128.4. It's a blistering lap from him. I believe he can improve way too much on that time, like 28.2, or maybe faster than that.
I think 27.9 was the pole last night, if I'm not wrong.
And we have Jishnu spun on, what's that, sector 1, turn 9, turn 10.
Oh yeah, that's the... Right, so this is a difficult turn. I myself had a lot of issues around it, and he's lost his front wing, Jishnu. So Srikanth, you will be happy to see that, since him and you share a... I don't know what to call it. Is it friendship? Is it banter? It's more than banter, I'm sure. But yes, he's without a front wing right now, so he'll have to trundle back to the pits to get that change. Yash Gosalia, meanwhile, has gone P2 with a 30.2, so fairway off, and Yash Gosalia has crashed out.
Oh my god, and he DNFs.
And that's the commentator's curse right there.
And that's not the first time.
Not the first time, and won't be the last. And here's Gosalia has crashed out. VFix, by the way, on the softs as well, the 30.5, pretty sure he has more pace and lesser fuel there. Basil is on a lap as well. Hello, Chips. Chips, let us know why you haven't been racing this past couple of weekends. What's up with you? I hope everything is alright.
He is having his exams, so yeah.
Oh yeah, exams. Alright, something which Noobshan won't relate because he passed without giving exams, but that's okay.
Okay, that was okay. So we have VFX on the lap, and he is rounding up. Which turn is that? I don't even remember. So it is like turn 21, and he's hitting every curve, and he's using every inch of the wall. Now he brakes early for turn 22. He has a compromised entry, so his exit was okay, so he is hugging the wall. Cause I have seen drivers taking the wide line on the street, and he has gone wide for the braking point. Now the final corner, He misses the apex by a bit and he activates his DRS and he is using every inch of the space and he goes P2 128.9. Yes, it was not a good lap from VFX. He can improve much more on this.
Let's see what Caesar is up to meanwhile. Caesar in the first sector. We are on board with him. And
he's not using his battery.
So close to the wall and he's not using the wall.
And Abhishek goes P2 128.5, a 10 down of, not a 10, half a 10 down of Redstone. Okay, this is a close grid tonight, so let's see.
Yeah, that's a pretty good lap from Abhishek. TBK is on a lap as well, and knowing TBK, he is using his battery and he is going for a collie run, a proper hot lap, and it won't really be a race run. So let's see what he has in its store in his Alfa Romeo. He has missed the apex there, and is that an Alpine? Williams just gets out of the way, but that didn't really help.
And he impedes,
my god! Was that Tantar Mantar or was that Quick Killer?
Yes, it was Tantar Mantar and URL Ethan. Who got impeded by
try to get out of the way very late. I think there was some confusion there, similar to your and Smith's incident in Monaco, I would say.
And
thankfully, I don't think anyone of them got damaged.
But Tanta Mantar was on a lap, so it messed up his lap. So
well, he's on 3 lap old softs. I'm assuming.
Quick Killer spun in the hairpin. That's a tricky corner. You always spin there. We medium traction guys also struggle there to put down the power, and he has spun on his hot lap because he has used his battery. So we have.
So TBK is about to complete this lap, and let's see what Tanishq has delivered here. Oh, he goes P7, so maybe
and
he has
Caesar
more
has spun
fuel.
Out of turn 11 or 12.
No front wing for Caesar either. Yeah, no front wing for Caesar.
TBK going P7 with 130.6.
The Quick Killer has, I think he's probably going to come back into the pits, maybe, I'm not sure. Or is he going to start a lap?
He might go for another lap. Yep. He might go for another lap.
Oh, you are Ethan has retired. And he has crashed out in the first sector as well.
Yeah, that's a very tricky sector.
Alright, so you can take us through this lap from Quick Killer. He's just starting and is approaching turn 1.
Yes, he brakes late. He hits both the apexes of turn 1 and 2, and he is not using the wide line of turn 3 because he could have like gained a half a tenth, and then he cuts a bit of the corner, which you can do on this game, and he spins again and he DNFs. That's commentators, because we shouldn't just spectate every. How many cars? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cars have DNF'd out of 14. Okay. Okay, now we have BloodX Wave on a lap. He is starting sector 1, so he hugs the wall, he hugs the apex, takes it nice and clean, and he takes it slow. He is lifting off way too much, and he does not invalidate at the place where many of the guys do. He's taking the wide line into the hairpin, and then we have
that's a very high gear is running. 6th gear through that corner at the exit. I don't think he got enough drive out of there.
And he misses the apex of that right-hander, and Redstone Dubs goes fastest with 128.1. Okay, that was pretty fast. So we are on board with BloodX Wave again, and BloodX Wave rounding up the turn 22, which is the tightest corner of the track, and he takes it nice quietly, and then it's the final state. I think his car is bottoming out because I can hear some grounding on that car. Then he takes the final corner, he misses the apex by a bit, and he overcorrects his car. I don't think it will be that decent lap, but it would be a representative lap, and that puts him in P5,
and behind him VFix is gonna start a lap. VFix on fresh softs, so let's keep an eye out on this lap from the championship leader. VFix has a healthy lead in the championship. I don't have the points table right in front of me to see what kind of lead he has, but pretty sure he has a commanding lead, so he'll want to keep that advantage at the end of this race as he now approaches this tricky twisting section with a couple of S's and then the very close to the wall there. Blood XV has
And Blood XP
retired,
DNS.
and there
He
was,
has been.
I think he did that just ahead of VFix there, but I don't think he
Yes, he did.
necessarily got in the way. So VFix still having a clean run through there. I didn't really catch what kind of. I think VFix was up by almost 2/10 through the first sector, but he needs a lot more improvement, especially in the second and third sector, if he wants to displace Redstone Derp at the provisional pole position. Let's see as he approaches the second sector split in a few moments. What kind of advantage does he have? Does the Ferrari have on the Mercedes? It's almost 3/10, but still nowhere near enough. We're going to stay with him for the rest of this lap, VFX. But right now, it might be just about good enough to displace Abhishek's. But unless he has a mega third sector, I doubt Redstone Derp will have his provisional pole being snatched away from VFix. Let's see, he has a reasonable traction through the final corner and sticks to the left of the track to minimize the distance. Across the line he goes faster by 5/10, improves his time but not his position. Abhishek has also started a lap in that favorite Red Bull of yours, Srikanth, and let's see if he's going to improve on his first sector time. Abhishek's now.
So Mala.
And he's down.
And he yep, I think he messed up his first sector. And Mala, this sector 1 has claimed as too many victims. So what do you want to say about sector 1?
I think it's just about confidence, to be honest. I have never been confident. Oh, by the way, Caesar is up by almost a tenth. We'll come back to that thought, Srikanth. Caesar is just one breaking point away from finishing the lap, and he looks pretty rapid here in his Aston Martin, as they are in real life this season. And let's see what Caesar can pull off. He's pretty close to the apex and to the walls there. As Ethan says, he crashed out the same exact place. Last season, TBK has crashed out there and Caesar across the line.
And Caesar goes P5.
That's a massive improvement, but still quite a way off, a full second off from Redstone Derp. What a lap that has been from the Mercedes driver. That's a very stalking lap. Right, so sector 1, I think the only thing I need to say is that you need to be very careful here and you need to have a lot of confidence in the car, and which is also the reason why a few drivers like me run higher downforce. Otherwise, the kind of long straights we have here in the corners without really braking or lifting we have here don't really need those kind of wing levels. But sector 1 is the only reason why people run a few notches up on the downforce than they would want to. So it is interesting setup battle as well. We saw that last year between Mercedes and Ferrari, where the Ferrari were faster in sector 1, but Red Bull were an absolute rocket ship in a straight line, which ultimately won Max the race. Now Redstone Derp is out on a lap, or rather he's out on the track. He's doing his out lap right now, and he has gone early, so he doesn't really care about the track evolution, and he just wants to have the track all by himself. And maybe
he has got a large buffer between him and Abhishek, so it's pretty reasonable go out on the clear track, and he's gambling if he can improve or not. It doesn't matter because he's what 2/10 ahead of Abhishek, which is pretty hard to gain on this track.
And the way he's taking those corners, it seems like his outlap itself is a hot lap. But let's see what it does on the actual lap that counts, as Harsh in the comment section says that D1 might be crazier than D2 at this rate. So only time will tell, Harsh. I'm not sure if it's the same Harsh who's your teammate. Harsh Jain.
I think he's my
he just teammate. Might be. So hello Harsh, congratulations.
Yep.
On the podium, I don't know. You had a penalty. Yeah, never mind. But here goes Redstone now. There's a car in front who is doing everything he can to impede, and I think that was Viper Speed.
Basil. No, that was Viper Speed. Yep.
Yeah, that was Viper Speed.
No, it was Viper Speed.
Yeah, that didn't really help Redstone throwing his car around through that first sector, and he's going to approach that part of the track where you'll see the split. He's down on his time, and no thanks to Viper Speed. Oh,
And
almost losing the
he almost
car
loses
there.
his rear end in the
That's a
hairpin.
slippery rear end he has got. And that's nicely done through there and is using all the track to his advantage. But let's see what kind of time, if any, he gains through the second sector as he approaches the next split and is down further. I don't think there's going to be an improvement, Srikanth.
Yeah, because I think that impeding just broke his rhythm. So now he might go for another lap. No, I don't think, because he is not conserving his battery. I think he's just doing some practice runs. Now we have Avishets who have okay, it's his out lap. Then we have Jishnu. Jishnu on his lap. He's approaching the hairpin. He is up by half a second, and he takes the hairpin quite nicely. The entry is nice, and the exit he almost crashes into the wall, and he's also using every inch of the track. And oh my god, that was too close to the wall, and he's. Let's see what will be the split at the end of this sector, and activates his DRS.
Remember,
And
Jishnu
he
took
is,
pole back in Singapore, although the race obviously wasn't very kind to him. But he
yeah,
has shown qualifying pace this season, especially on street circuits, especially in the night time. So let's see what Jishnu can conjure here as Raman in the comment section of the comment, which I don't quite understand. But the checkered flag has fallen and everyone is on their final lap. Jishnu is about to complete his. Let me know. Oh, Abhishek has
and
been
Abhishek's
disqualified.
disqualified.
Jishnu across the line.
Which, and he stays P4.
He
With that,
stays
I mean,
P4.
Abhishek's being disqualified, he will be moved up to P3. What did Abhishek do?
Not entirely sure what he
How
has
did he
done.
do?
Oh, Caesar has. Wait. Caesar, by the way,
Caesar is on a
has
lap,
invalidated. So that's not really
and
going to
Baz in the
count.
pits.
Baz in the pits. I think VFix is the only person who can really
Who can
challenge
beat? Yep.
Redstone Dub for that pole position. He's on the front row already, but let's see if he can go a bit quicker. He has gone a bit quicker, and that
And
was.
he misses, and he
I
did a
think
Charles Leclerc from FP3.
he might
Oh
just
my
back
god.
out. Yeah, he's still going for it,
Yes.
but this is not going to be an improvement. Not 4 times for sure. And yeah, let's see. He was going to complete this lap either ways, but might not really be an improvement. And yeah, he has completely backed out now. So that's the end of qualifying. Redstone Dub once again, brilliant pace, at least one lap pace, and let's see if we can double it up with a good showing in the sprint as well
And
as the
we
feature race.
have another front row lockout between Redstone Derp and VFix Cutters. So it's a pretty tight battle between these two. So yeah. So let's run down the quali order. Let's see.
Yes, Harsh Abhishek will start from the last place on the grid because he was disqualified. I'm assuming his car wasn't in the right place, but yes, Srikanth, all yours for the quali order.
Yeah. So we have the Mercedes of Redstone Derp taking pole from VFix Cutter, who is 3/10 behind Redstone. Then we have Jishnu, then we have Caesar, then we have Blood X-Ray, then we have Tantamanta, then we have Baz, then we have Yash, TBK, Viper Speed, Ethan, Quick Killer not setting a representative time, and then we have Azun not setting a time, and then we have Abhishek with a disqualification. That Red Bull is kind of cursed, I guess.
Yeah, that's a pretty heavy curse for Abhishek, but let's remember this is a sprint race, so he still has time and enough opportunities to make up a few places and then start much ahead than he is right now in the feature race. So,
Yeah.
yep, now we'll have the sprint race, which I think is 9 laps long, and
Yep,
expect
it is.
all drivers to be on the mediums. And unless
You
there
might
is
gamble on softs. No, you might gamble on softs because the safety car can come anytime, and it can reduce the racing laps to what, 6, 5,
probably 5
and
or
it's the
6. So we could see a
yeah,
gamble
and
or
it's the
two on the
yeah,
softs.
it's the optimal window of tire performance of softs. So, Mala, what are your predictions? And the guys in the comments, please dish out your predictions for the sprint?
But my predictions, I think definitely the top two will be people who will be on the podium. But let me also then throw in one random TVK on the podium if we can really keep it clean and keep it out of the barriers. So that's my prediction. Let's see what people in the comment section have to say as the drivers are loading the setups or fine tuning rather the setups. Park for me rules obviously apply, so they can't really change much except their front wing angles and tire pressures, and will be on the formation lap anytime soon. We have a shot of the pit lane where the fans are cheering. I don't know what.
And the mechanics are just T-posing.
Yeah, and right, TBK.
And TBK left the session. Oh my god.
That's commentator's curse once again. But I see plenty of drivers on the mediums, and Azun is the only one on softs. So only one gambler, so to say. And
that's typical Azun. That's
Azun starts feature races on softs as well. So not really surprised that he started a sprint race.
But to be fair, the softs have too much advantage on the mediums. So I think Azun's gamble might pay off. Or he might retire and start from the back of the grid.
I think that's what he's planning to do. That's what he usually does in sprint races. So I think he probably will retire at the end of lap 1 and then sit the rest of the sprint race out and then start from last in the feature race. He doesn't really care about the extra points those sprint races have to offer. Jishnu has left, and that is unfortunate. So both Jishnu and
this game.
TBK will be able to take control of their cars only after the 5 lights are out and the race has already gone underway.
The game disqualifies you. This is a... Oh my god, and VFX spins.
Yeah, I just saw that. VFX has spun. And, well, that's just one way to get the tire temperatures up.
And that's Ethan getting quite slow from that. Then we have in the chat Abhishek's saying last two, let's see what Abhishek's do last two. Then we have safety car definitely coming in from Alsani. Yeah, Alsani, safety car is gonna come in pretty soon, as I can predict from the crashes and quali. Driver might make silly mistakes and end up in the wall, because this track is very punishing for all the drivers. A bit of mistake and you are done. And TVK has left the session again. Let me invite him again.
Yeah, please send him an invite. As you can see, everyone now trying to ensure that their parking is optimal as far as the grid slots are concerned, and VFX is going to take his place towards the left of the track as he tries to align his car maybe towards Redstone. Who knows? It's not a very long run down into Town 1, and the one who gets a good start obviously will have the rest of the advantage, but you have no idea since this is Jeddah and there is a lot of racing to be done as the cars are finally on the grid. And there's blue flags, but now the lights are coming onto the grid. It's 5 lights on the grid. Its lights are out and we are underway, and well, that's a pathetic angle, but what a start from one of the Aston Martins. Redstone leads into Turn 1, but yeah, it was Blood X-Wave and Caesar, and so both the Aston Martins gaining a position. Yes has gained a position or two. Behind them there is a bit of a chaos, but I think the cars are still well behind. But just as I was going to say,
and that's quick killer spinning out in out of turn 4 into turn 5, and then we have Abhishek and Jishnu trading place. Okay, it was TBK. TBK is facing connection issues.
TBK is facing connection issues, and now Abhishek is on the back of Viper Speed. Is Abhishek going to go for a move? No, he's not. But elsewhere, I think Tantra Mantar has been overtaken by Ethan.
Yeah,
so
it's
Ethan making good progress.
From Mercurial Caesar to Tantra Mantar, and Tantra Mantar on the back of Ethan. They are too close out of turn 18. I don't remember the turn numbers. And then we have
Here
the
is
leaders
Basil
point
on the
towards the
back. Yeah, Basil on the back of Yash Kosalia. The leaders are a far way off. Redstone has a healthy lead, almost a second over VFix. But here goes Ethan on Basil. They are not teammates,
and then we
remember?
have Abhishek's on the inside of Viper Speed, and he will break late, I guess. And he breaks late to make the move, and Viper Speed sticking it out on the outside, and Abhishek's make the move, and he is ahead and making the way into P9, and he is 3 seconds off Tantamanta. Then we have Ethan and Baz too close. Then we have Yash, Blood X-Wave, and Mercurial Caesar. So, and Yash is too close. He was looking down for a move on the inside, but he can't make a move in Sector 1. And then we have Quickler and TBK. TBK is disconnected. Azun in the pits. He will retire, I guess.
By the way, Yash had a moment in that second sector, or rather in the first sector, and he has fallen prey now to Basil. Basil still behind him, but he has Yash in his sides. Basil hugging the inside wall, and Baz has gone round.
Baz has spun.
Just took too much of a curve there, and Baz is round, and that has really turned his race upside down. That promotes Ethan and Tantar Mantar and Abhishek and Viper Speed and Jishnu and Quick Killer up a position each. And up ahead, everything's fine in Redstone's world.
And Quick Killer is also back, and he's on the tail of URL Basil, and Basil's car is not in the shape to fight. And TBK and Basil is scraping the walls. TBK goes for the move around the inside of the corner, and he makes the move, and he's ahead into turn 22. Then we have the closest battle being Ethan and Yash. They are separated by 8 tenths, and Tantamanta joining in, and we have Redstone with the fastest lap 131.4, and we have Jishnu and Viper Speed, and both the Williams
Ethan
boys are
is closing in on Yash now, so Yash will have to be careful. He had a moment last time out in the first sector, which kind of invited Basil into an attacking move, which ultimately caused his own downfall. So let's see if Ethan is more smart this time about overtaking Yash Kosalia. Kosalia goes wide once again. He's having serious issues through that part of the track. Maybe he's missing a front wing or end plate. I'm not entirely sure. But they go side by side through there. And Ethan might just swoop right downside. Basil is retired. Is that a safety car? And it is a safety car.
It's a safety car. It is a safety car.
A safety car. And just in time, because just as Ethan was about to overtake Yash Kosalia, the safety car was deployed. And, well, now everyone gets bunched up, and VFX can probably have one more go at Redstone Dub. Yep, the timing exactly. Anton in the comments, really unfortunate timing for that safety car, because Ethan was just about to make that move stick around the outside of Yash Kosalia, who was clearly struggling. I want to see if he comes in. I want to see if anyone comes in, by the way, but I don't think people will pit in.
I don't think anyone will pit because...
Especially Yash, I think he might have damage or staying out. But if he doesn't have damage, he was driving a bit. I mean, it was weird to see him take those lines. So maybe it's something else which was the issue. But either ways, I do see a couple of pitters. That's Quick Killer, TBK, and Jishnu in the pits. And I'm assuming all of them will go on to those soft tires. Yeah, softs for everyone. So, well, not everyone, but all those who pitted, the 3 cars to be precise. And this is going to be fun. TBK on softs from the back of the field. I mean, you are just in for some really entertaining 3-4 laps, whatever racing laps remain of this race. Or the sprint race rather. Right, so the safety car in sector 1, the people who have pitted will catch up. So let's hope
the safety
that
car
we go
might
racing.
Come in the next lap. Yep, next lap.
Yeah, next lap for sure. But the commentator in me wants it to come in at the end of this lap, so that we can have more laps of racing.
Yes, we all want to come in for this lap only. And who's that? Is that Ethan? No. Yes, he is slowing down. I don't know why, but he is slowing down. Then we have. So let's look at the position changes. And we have Redstone and VFix maintaining their position. Then we have Caesar, Blood X-Wave gaining a position each. Yash gaining 3. Ethan gaining 5. Tantamanta losing a position. Then we have Abhishek's gaining 6, starting from the back. Then we have Viper Speed gaining 1. Then we have Quick Killer gaining 2. And TBK losing 2. And Jishnu losing 9. That's very unfortunate for him. But he is having fresh soft tires, which will result in some huge amount of grip. So let's see how this pans out.
Yeah, I think if Jishnu is smart here, he'll just wait for Tanis to attack the drivers in front of him and make his way through, because he really doesn't need to be that aggressive, even though he has a talent advantage. He just needs to be a bit patient, and I think things will unfold for him. At least I would do that if it were me. But either ways, I think one more lap under the safety car, 6.2 kilometers the circuit, and at the end of this lap, let's hope that the safety car comes in and we do have 4 laps of racing. So the softs will definitely hold until the end of this sprint race, but obviously those who have pitted will lose that set of softs, or at least won't be able to use it for the main race.
Yeah, they won't be able to go for a 2-stopper. They will be mandated to use to be on 1-stopper. So it will be a crucial. We have seen 2-stopper being a faster strategy in Jeddah because of the amount of safety cars out there. So
I'll have to watch that back, easy level bot. If I did say talent advantage, maybe it was intentional, but I did mean to say tire advantage. Well, I'll have to watch that back. I don't remember what I said. This is why we need people like you in the comms box. But you neither race nor you do commentaries. So yeah, please be aware that people are disappointed in you, Gaurav. Let's see. The safety car is in sector 2 right now, and now entering that part of the track where there are corners, but they are not really corners. They are just slight turns and without any real change in the throttle input. Now here we go. The message from race control should be popping up in a few seconds once they cross the second sector line, and the lights from the safety car should go out, or rather should go green. I don't know what happens usually, or I've forgotten that.
It does go green. Yep, it does go green.
They go out, yeah. They go out.
Race, so yeah.
I don't know when was the last time I raced. Let a safety car restart. Might have been ages ago, but the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap, and we will be going racing very soon. Let's hope there are no more safety cars to encounter. And you can see on the left of your screen, as you can see, the Mercedes and the Ferrari and the 2 Aston Martins, they're slowing down and they're weaving all they can to get temperatures up. And I think Redstone has already gone here. Has he? Yeah, he has gone. Redstone has gone, has got a few people napping here, and that's a healthy restart from him. But behind them, let's see if Ethan can actually get Yash. They are all weaving to get temperatures up. This is a bit dangerous from Ethan and Yash.
That was Fernando Alonso Esteban Ocon from 21,
that was
22,
exactly
and he
that.
goes for switchback and he almost go into the wall, and Ethan loses a position to Tantamanta, and yep, he loses a position to Tantamanta, and he's under attack from Abhishek. Ethan's car is out of the shape and he's hugging the apexes, and into turn 1 he's quite slow because he missed his line, and Abhishek is under. No, it's the Aston teammates change positions. Okay.
Yeah, I just completely missed that. Caesar has lost a position to Blood X-Wave. I don't know or think those were team orders.
Yeah. Those were team orders, I guess, because he just went to the side, Caesar, and now Caesar coming under attack from Yash after that exchange, and then Ethan again on the back of Tantamanta. So, and let's look on the soft tire and the Quick Killer not making such inroads on Abhishek as expected, and TBK is also spaced out from. And what happened to Jishnu and Viper Speed? Why are they 3.6 and 1.4 second off?
I didn't really have the best of the restarts, but Someone who has had a brilliant restart is Redstone Dub once again. 1 second of VFix. And we saw that, I think, in one of the races as well, where VFix was comfortable being that amount of margin behind Redstone. I think he's doing just that, doesn't really want to push, and he's happy with a P2, at least in the sprint race right now. But here goes Abhishek now. He's using a lot of battery. Might go for a dive, and he has gone for a dive down the inside of URL Ethan. And let's see if the Haas can take advantage of that, as it's almost too wide. And next corners will be critical here. There might be some contact, but they almost escape, and they definitely escape contact there. Quick Killer has to stay behind and has to cut racing lines to ensure he does not make any contact. And behind him, here goes TBK now. TBK on Quick Killer. Is there a dive bomb incoming? I think there just might be. Quick Killer
and TBK almost. These guys shouldn't fight. They should just let go of each other and hunt the medium runners. They are just sacrificing their own race. And they are not even in the points now. Abhishek says, and Quick Killer spins! Out, and Jishnu and Viper Speed overtakes.
And look at this now. Caesar is back ahead of Bloodway. Oh, he's DNF!
He's DNF. What was that?
That's the third commentator's curse.
That caused, because of that crash, Yash got distracted and he had contact. I think he's having damage because of that Aston Martin crash. And they go side by side, and Tantamanta and Yash Gosalia has spun out Tantamanta. That's a resemblance from an incident yesterday. I would like to know.
I mean, an incident which almost happened, but this time it definitely happened.
Almost happened. Yes, it did. And we have URL Ethan up into P4 with Abhishek Yash Gosalia retiring in the pits, saving the tires, and TBK goes for the move down the inside of turn 4 on Tantamanta, and I think Tantamanta is having damage, and URL Ethan retires. Oh my god, and it's too late for a safety car, so we will, and 3-second penalty for Tantamanta. What is this? We already have 5 DNS in the sprint.
Well, that's Jeddah for you. Your Ethan crashed in the same place or the same sector in qualifying, and that has come back to haunt him in the race as well. He has crashed out, and it's absolute chaos here. 5 retirees, and 4 of them after the safety, or rather 3 of them after the safety car restart. But either ways, we move. There's one more lap of racing to be had, but I think all has calmed down. But no, it hasn't. Look at Viper Speed on the back of Jishnu, and you know what? Oh, Viper Speed just hits the wall there, and he might just go for a move.
Speed almost. No, he went wide, and he's under attack from Quick Killer now. Quick Killer with the DRS with ERS. He is not deploying now. I think he's aiming for the move on
the main straight.
Next lap. And VFix. Yep, VFix goes first at 131.0, I guess it was. And Quick Killer doesn't get a good exit. And Viper Speed is already out of battery, and as some guys would say, he is flashing. And Yash Gosalia left. Wait, let me invite him. Is Jishnu not having a wing?
Well, not entirely sure, but we'll know soon enough when he takes this first sector.
Yeah, Jishnu is not having a wing.
Wow, no front wing for Jishnu. This is going to be very, very painful for him. And look at the kind of downforce he's losing through there, and look at the kind of lifting off Viper Speed and Quick Killer have to do. Here goes Quick Killer. He has got Viper Speed exactly where he wants him. Tantamantar and TBK have exchanged positions. TBK might have spun, but we are staying with this battle of Quick Killer versus Viper Speed. And Quick Killer just about makes his way through.
Yep, and he's on the back of Jishnu, and Jishnu touches the wall. Just don't touch. You don't even have your wing. You will just DNF Jishnu. Just keep it on track. So we have only 9 races till now. We don't know what will happen. And Quick Killer on the tail of Jishnu. Jishnu is trying to keep it together, and Redstone goes
first. Here goes Redstone wins. It's VFX in P2 back for this battle. And Quick Killer has still not able to Jishnu without a front wing. still keeping ahead of Quick Killer. Mercurial Caesar in the podium positions. Here goes Quick Killer, and he does not have an answer to Jishnu's wingless
And
performance.
quicker. What was that?
Yeah,
What
he was
was
just
that?
that was just frustration from Quick Killer. He finishes
Oh my
P9, does
god.
not get a point for it. I'm not sure what are the IRL point system
No,
for
no,
this
you don't get
sprint
point
race.
for P9. Yeah, you get point for top 8 from 1 to 8. So, yeah. So let's run down the order, and we have Redstone winning the race from pole with VFix holding his position. Then we have Mercurial Caesar going into P5. Then we have Abhishek starting from 14th on the grid and finishing P4, gaining 10 places. Then we have Tantamanta P5. Then we have TBK P6. Then we have Jishnu P7. He did a brilliant job holding off Quick Killer with that without any wing. Then we have Viper Speed P8. Then we have Quick Killer P. How is Quick Killer P9? Then we have Ethan, Yash, Blood X-Ray, Baz, and Azun are DNFs. So, oh, Quick Killer had a 3-second penalty. So, yeah, that's the sprint for us in Jeddah. Let's move on to the main race.
Yeah, Bane, if
Okay.
this is anything to go by, what a roller coaster of a main race we have in our store. And well,
Yeah.
all those 14 drivers will be back hopefully. So let's see what happens. And hopefully, I really hope for the sake of my heartbeat and everyone else watching that we have a slightly more calmer race. I don't want to see 5 DNFs in the space of 4 laps. That would be really, really chaotic, and it will get boring pretty soon if that happens again. But
We hope that drivers just learn from their mistakes in the sprint and the quali. So yeah. So guys in the comments, please dish out your prediction for the main race. And Malav, again going with you, what are your predictions?
well, I did say TBK. I don't think he was anywhere near the
And
podium this time around. But
yep.
I'll stick with my prediction of TBK on the podium. But let's hope that maybe Yash Kosalia or maybe even Ethan. Ethan has had a bad luck, a lot of bad luck on this track today.
I am hoping for a Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari podium.
Right, tire choices, and you can see so many soft runners. VFX has chosen the soft, so he's hoping for a good launch. And of course, Azun on the softs, Kosalia on the softs as well in P11. So 4 soft runners in a grid of 14 and 10 on the mediums. This is going to be very interesting lap 1, and VFX would be hoping to take the lead into turn 1 and just run away with it. Let's see if that works out for him. A safety car is almost guaranteed on this track. So should be a lot of fun, but hopefully very few retirements. That way we can keep this entertainment going for longer.
Harsh in the chat saying Malav cook the popcorn now. Yes,
if I had a microwave, Harsh, if I had a microwave where I stay, I would have done that. But unfortunately, I don't. So Kosalia, by the way, is still not in control of his car. So
wait, is he not in the session yet?
I'm not entirely sure, but the problem is that he will lose out on the first lap, and that is not good for him, especially because he's on soft tires. So,
and he's offline. Yes, no, he has joined again. Now. Let's go, nice. But he can't take control of the car unless he is the race has started, or he might get DSQ before the race has started because this game is made by EA, Lord EA. So yeah,
I would say
Redstone is backing up the grid.
Okay. Yeah, as he should, so that he doesn't really lose a lot of tire temperature. But Redstone has a fan in Alceni who says that he will dominate. Let's see if Redstone can do that. He has shown a lot of pace and has kept VFix at bay, but then that's also VFix controlling and ensuring he gets a safe P2 in the sprint. I think he'll be a lot more competitive.
But VFix is on an alternate strategy from Redstone, so he will get a better start, and he's betting on an early safety car. So yeah, the strategy games will be pretty good here. And we have Alceni again saying prediction, guy in the Mercedes in front will dominate the race calmly, but hopefully we see some interesting battles in the middle of the table. Let's go.
No,
Okay.
Harsh, no,
That
Harsh. We don't want someone to create a triple DNF. That's a lot to ask for, first of all, and that is very sadistic,
with
considering we have
14
only
people.
14 drivers
14,
on
yeah.
the grid.
So
But either
yeah.
ways, the drivers are set, and we should see them racing any moment now. It's time for Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, the main race, and we are underway. And once again, terrible race angles, terrible camera angles. It's Caesar with a brilliant start, and
And he's diving down the inside of Redstone, and they are battling each other out. And Redstone keeps the lead from Caesar. Then we have TBK jumping to P4. Then we have, and yellow flags. I think it is. Both the Williams guys has just collided with
it's a
each
safety
other,
car.
and yeah,
It's a safety car, but
and
no DNFs. I think someone would have lost their wings. I'm assuming one of them is Viper Speed. Yes, Viper Speed has lost his wing.
both the Williams boys had
And yes,
contact, and
Basil
Viper Speed
has
got a 5-second.
Basil has lost his wing as well. So both of them will have to come back into the pits. Lucky for them, it's a safety car, so they won't really lose time. Obviously, they have lost track position already. But what a start from Caesar. Again, this man has been, I don't know if he's been practicing his starts or doing some grip hacks. Like, who's the guy I forgot in eSports who's being accused of using some grip hacks.
Yeah,
But Caesar
some harsh
once,
drivers, so yeah.
Caesar once again, what a brilliant start. I wish I was on board with him instead of trying to fiddle with my camera angles, because it's really pathetic angles which Codemasters were providing me. But
So,
VFX,
Malav,
instead of gaining a position on his softs, has in fact lost one to VFX. That is,
Malav, do you think the soft runners will pit now and go on hards and bet on late safety car and then pit again on softs to
I
finish the
think
race?
pitting on lap 1 just defeats the purpose, I think. But let's see if VFX does that. We'll know soon
And
enough.
VFX stays out.
VFX
stays out. Let's see what
Gosalia does.
And he stays out. Quick Killer stays out. Gosalia in the
Gosalia
pits.
coming
Gosalia,
A zone in the pits
and
as
both
well,
the
and
Williams boys.
the two Williams obviously will be pitting. So four
Yeah.
people in the pits. Let's see what kind of tires they go for. Starting with Gosalia, goes on a set of hards. And what about a Zune on a set of hards? Basil on hards. Viper Speed obviously will have to wait for his teammate to be serviced first before.
But
And
it
obviously
won't-
Viper Speed has a time penalty to serve as well. Viper Speed is going to go on softs. Wow, that is
Okay, that's
That
some
is
bold
unusual.
strat. We had someone take that in D2 last season, so yeah, it is a bold strategy. So let's look at the position changes right now.
right. Position changes. Caesar has
Yep.
gained a position. VFX has lost one. TBK has gained two. And then behind him, Abhishek and Tantar Mantar have lost a position each. Jishnu is where he started, and Quick Killer Ethan gaining one each. Blood X-Wave, who DNF'd on, I think, the penultimate lap of the sprint race, has gained a
Yep.
couple of positions. Yash has stayed where he has, which is good considering he was not in control of his car at the start of his race. Azun
Is
has
he
gained
now?
a couple
Yes,
of
he is.
positions. I think he's in position now. Yeah, he's in control now. Azun has gained a couple of positions despite that pit stop. And then obviously Baz is where he is, but Viper Speed has lost 6 positions off the start, mainly because of that wing damage and the pit stop which he had to make. So, the safety car once again has picked up everyone except Baz,
Viper Speed.
except rather Viper Speed, and he will be joining the pack soon. And this is what I don't like about first lap safety cars. We have not had even 2 sectors of racing before we had to bring it all to a halt. There's TBK behind VFX. This is going to be an interesting battle between TBK and VFX. TBK obviously not on the softs. I think he's on the mediums if I'm not wrong. Yes, he's on the mediums. But TBK does not look at life and racing the way we do. Gosalia is back in the pits.
Again.
So is Azun.
Are they
So
going
both
on
of them have the
softs
same
or mediums again? Okay.
both of them have the
Yash
same
is changing
idea.
his wing. Yeah. Yash is changing his wing. Azun changed his tires, so Azun gains a position on Yash. So
So
I
Athun
think
is just getting his hard tires out of the way. Maybe I'm not sure why exactly did he
yeah, because
change.
hards are nasty on this track. In Sector 1, you will lose a lot of grip with hards and cold hards. Those are terrible. So we have all three tires on the track right now. So URL Basil is the only hard runner on the track. Let's see what will he do. Will he gain or will he lose?
Considering he
Yeah.
has a soft runner behind him, he will
Yep.
probably will have to fight hard to at least keep that position. As Caesar is saying gripstone dub. Well, Caesar, what about your grip hacks? What are those starts you're getting? How much are you paying off Codemasters to get these launches which you do? Every single race I see Caesar, he gains at least a couple of positions off the start. And even on tracks like Singapore, where it's a very short run down to turn one. Well, not very short, but it's relatively a short run into the
Yeah, it
first
is.
corner,
It is.
and he still gains a position or two. But either
So
ways,
yeah,
even
Madhav,
Baku,
we
I
might
remember.
have safety car in this lap.
Hopefully,
Baku, what?
let's.
Which track? Yeah, the track
Yeah,
where you got a win.
yeah, the track where I got a win, exactly. Now, let's see if the safety car
Yeah.
is coming in. I really hope it
And
does.
TBK is too close to VFX. VFX is here. This is the battle to watch out for. Let's see what will happen.
In fact, I'm going to be on board with TBK anyway because usually that's what I do. Will be on board. I be on board with the guy in P4, and as I said, I was just saying that TBK views life differently than all of us, and he doesn't care
Yes,
whether he's on
he
hards or on mediums and others are on softs. He will go for a move no matter what. So on board
and
with
Redstone
TBK,
with
Redstone is going to
yep.
take it to the line maybe, or let's see if he does a similar restart like last time. He's still not gone, and everyone else is itching to go. But Redstone is making them wait, and now he has bolted
And Redstone
and has
has
caught
gone.
DBK
And
napping. And let's see what Caesar does.
he has not caught Caesar napping, and VFX is on the tail of Caesar. Okay, not that close. And we have position changes between Baz, Blood X Wave, and Blood X Wave, and who's that? Ethan up too close,
Oh,
and
it's a
that's
harsh round,
a
quick
quick
killer.
killer. Yep, quick killer. That might be a VSC. You never know. And he smashes his rear end in the barrier. Okay. It's a pretty chaotic restart. So, I mean, Redstone having a lead of 1.1 second, 1.2, make it. And then we have PSI. Let's it's joining. What is
I
he
have
doing?
nothing to say about PSI. He's joining right now. I don't know what he's expecting.
Okay.
But Abhishek has had a good run. Viper Speed has a moment.
And Viper Speed has spun
He still has his
into
front wing
the
intact,
hairpin.
but he has spun. And let's see. By the
And
way,
he is
TBK on the back of V6 now. And Caesar obviously has lost touch to Redstone, who has flown away since the restart. Once again, a brilliant restart from Redstone Dub. But let's see what TBK has in store. In fact, it's V6 who's catching up to Caesar now. This is going to be very hairy any moment soon. And now also Jishnu is on the back of Tantar Mantar. This is a long train.
And Abhishek's on the back of TBK, and Abhishek is just hounding down on the gearbox of TBK, and Abhishek's got the DRS and no DRS.
Well, it's the first
Oh, wait,
lap after the safety car was pulled in, so obviously no DRS. And it will be a couple of laps before that's activated, and that's all the time Redstone needs to absolutely stomp his authority on this race so far. Abhishek is looking quite racy here.
Yes, in Sector 1, I think he is using a little bit of higher downforce to gain, and he loses it as soon as I say that.
Yeah,
and
look at
TBK
that.
goes wide, and yep. TBK goes wide, and he has lost time to Abhishek, and now Abhishek's aiming down the move into turn 22. The
And
most
meanwhile,
happening
let's
pace on this circuit.
turn our attention to the battle for P2, which is VFX versus Caesar. Caesar who has lost touch to Redstone, and VFX seems like he has Caesar in his sights, but obviously DRS has not been activated yet, so it's going to be difficult for the Ferrari to get past Aston Martin. Obviously, setup will play a part, but Caesar doesn't have the best of the runs through that corner, and here goes VFix. He's using his battery, and this is going to be a move round the outside for VFix. There's still not going to be DRS on the next lap, and which is why VFix wants to make this stick as much as he can. He goes round the outside of Caesar. Caesar gives him all the space. That's brilliant racing. Behind them, Jishnu and Tantramantar are also fighting. I will stay on board with TBK, and Caesar still stays ahead. Let's see.
Jishnu and Tantramantar going side by side into turn 1. Let's see who breaks late. And Tantramantar with that softer, and they make contact. And Jishnu is ahead out of turn 2. So it's a very happening right now. And then we have Ethan on the back of Tantamanta, and then we have Blood X-Wave. It's a 4-way battle for P7.
Yeah, it's a lot of cars in a very short space, and I think all of them have kept it clean so far. Look at the gap, 3.2 seconds up top, and I think Caesar is being a bit of a bottleneck for everyone else, including VFix, whose tires must be second-hand by now. And look who we have in the comment section, the legend, the myth, the most legitimate champion out there, as TBK has lost his car somewhat, but he still keeps a position. HVP in the chat. Hello HVP, how are you and how's London treating you? Or was it some other city in UK? I'm not entirely sure. VFX still on the back of Caesar, and this time VFX has to absolutely make the move. So has Abhishek. Let's see if Abhishek is close enough. VFX is certainly not close enough. Blood X-Wave has made a move on Ethan.
We have Blood X-Wave and Ethan are battling it out, and Ethan going down. Nah, he backed out of the move. So now we have Basil.
Oh, what a brilliant move! What a brilliant move it's going to be for Abhishek. Abhishek has the inside line. TBK has the outside line. Can Abhishek send it one down the inside? Is he close to the brakes? TBK moves under braking. I'm fairly certain that was a move under braking from TBK. He really gave Abhishek a scare of his life. By the way, Caesar doing a brilliant job is frustrating VFX to no end, and VFX has to stay behind, and now I think it's time for VFX to pit. It's 6th lap on those softs. Those tires really need to be changed, I think in a lap or two maximum.
But he's keeping up with Caesar, but Caesar's pace has fallen off. He's 4 seconds behind Redstone. Redstone is nowhere to be seen, and it's typically a red Mercedes sandwich, as Azun is just 2 positions ahead of the last position. So the closest battle is what, from P2 to...
Oh, something has happened! Something has happened!
Blood X-Wave.
It's a safety car. It's a safety car again. And again, no one has DNF'd, but it's a safety car, and it's perfect time for VFX to pit.
Yeah, all the softwareness. We have VFX. Tantamantan is not having a wing, so yeah. And Viper Speed, who, like what? He just gambled on it, and it paid off really well. Then we had Quick Killer back in the mix.
What is Redstone going to do here? Is he going to dummy some... Oh, is he pitting? Redstone is pitting. Everyone is pitting.
So is Caesar, so is okay. And TBK stays out to lead the Grand Prix, Jeddah Grand Prix. Okay, let's see. Okay, then we have position changes happening.
Gosale stays out as well. And Basil had to stay out because Basil was on hards. And wow, so Redstone has pitted, has come out in P5. He's the first hard runner, and well, so all of them on hards, and the entire field on hards except Azun, Yash Gosale and TBK, who's leading. Now TBK doesn't have to fight anyone, and he has to just fight his own self and clean air. Hopefully he'll be able to pull out an advantage for his sake, and then pit for maybe softs towards the end. Who knows if the tire life allows him to do that. But this is set up for an interesting race.
Again on
17 laps
Viper
on...
Speed again.
Oh, Viper Speed.
On new set of softs. Everyone around him is on hard. So let's see how many positions he gains. And then we have Sid in the chat doing live stewarding saying that's a warning to TBK. Okay. And we have Malavendas on comms, the guy. Okay, Sid. Steward reports are not out yet, so let's not make any assumptions and keep the comms going on.
Right, so 17 laps for the people who have just pitted on those hard tires. I think that's pretty much doable, especially since a couple of those laps, at least a couple of those laps will be on the under the safety
TBK
car.
Pushing the safety car. TBK pushing the safety car. Now he has backed out. Okay, it's typical TBK. So do you think Baz can make it till the end? Because he's on 6-lap old hards.
I don't think he can do 23 laps on hards if that's what you're asking. And I don't think he should, because that's a recipe for disaster. He'll be really slow towards the end, and I don't think Baz is the kind of driver who would prefer that. So maybe he's going to pit for softs after 10 laps or something. But let's see what he's going to do. I still think, especially because we haven't had any DNF so far, we still have a couple of safety cars in this race after this one. So that's going to be fun.
Okay guys, the race is gonna be dull without a safety car, so calm down. Because we got the commentators. TBK, oh TBK, what are you doing? He's not your race, you don't have to race Burn Malander. Please don't.
Tantar Mantar is in the pits and is pitted for a set of mediums. Those for sure, he has cut the pit exit line by the way, but this for sure they're not going towards the end. We have 28 minutes until Q1 starts. And we're for sure not going to finish the race before that. As far as the championship standings are concerned, let me give it a try, HUP. I will open up the points table just because you asked, and we'll have a look at the championship standings first for Division 1 and then for Division 2. Alright, Division 1 points table, it is VFix. I'm so sorry. It is VFix is leading by 18 points to Caesar, who is in P2 with 72 points. So that puts VFix at 90 with 4 wins out of 8 races so far. Caesar has won 1 race and Redstone has won a race as well. He's in P3 and is a further 11 points adrift of Caesar. As far as Division 2 is concerned, it is Sid Venkatesh who's leading, but I'm pretty sure that will change since... Oh, what happened to Tantar Mantar, by the way? I just saw this. He's without a front wing.
He just pitted. Okay,
but he's without a front wing, so he'll have to come in again. Safety car is in this lap, and that's very unfortunate. But just to quickly run through the championship standings for Division 2, it is Sid Venkatesh who leads Smith by 1 point, but that was before yesterday's race. And the Noxidized Rage is in P3 with Srikanth in P4, who's 17 points adrift, the leader. Now we are going to go racing again.
And TBK is just... Oh my god, that's typical TBK, just sweeping his car, using the whole of the track, and he has gone.
Yes, no. TBK has gone. He has gone. This would have caught a few people lapping. TBK has crashed.
What did he do? What did he do? And TBK in the pits, he just bottled a safety car restart, and we have the Mercedes boys side by side, and Azun giving position to Redstone, which leads to Caesar and VFix. And VFix and Azun have a contact. Yeah, and the Red Bull is also having a contact. Oh my god, what a chaos. Red Bull is under attack from Ethan, Jishnu and Blood X-Way. Oh my god, what is happening there? And Ethan cuts the track too. And what's the... And Ethan spins! Ethan and Blood X-Way. Oh my god. What is happening? Oh my god, I think Ethan is not having a wing. He is having a wing, but Blood X-Wave is not having a wing. And Azun and Abhishek.
Oh, Azun is just letting everyone through.
Yeah, what is he doing? Okay, let's see what is he doing. So, Tantar Mantar gets a penalty. Okay, that's pretty sad for him. And we have what? do the
I'm gonna go on
dirty
board with
revision.
Abhishek because
Yeah.
Abhishek has shown a lot of pace tonight. And look at him pressurizing VFX into some defensive maneuvers. Abhishek is using all his battery he can, and maybe I think he's gonna go for a move. VFX is going to force him around the outside of the track, and that's exactly what VFX does. And Abhishek doesn't mind that as long as he gets good traction. But I think both of them got similar traction, and Abhishek will have to stay behind. But he's using his battery, and he's in the slipstream of the Ferrari. He'll have to go to the inside line. VFX giving just about enough space, and then we'll have to pull out towards the left of the track. And VFX is just about in front. There's a there's a McLaren of
And Abhishek
Jishnu,
almost loses his car.
and I think Jishnu has just
McLaren
about
of
got
Jishnu
a blood
and
extra
Blood Extreme
retired
has
in the
retired
pits.
in the pits. Okay,
And
Jishnu
Abhishek,
just capitalized on all of that.
yeah, that's a brilliant
Okay,
opportunistic move from Jishnu. And all that, look at Redstone on the back of Yash Kosale already. He's the lead hard runner, remember, who doesn't have to pit. And he has caught up to the Ferrari of Redstone. Ferrari of Yash. And let's see what kind of defensive work Yash has to put in to keep Redstone behind. Of course, Redstone is in oh, Yash completely misjudged the braking zone, and I think he
and
might have
he
damaged his wing.
Yep, and he is under attack from Caesar now. Caesar was on fresh hard tires and Yash with old medium tires, and Jishnu is way behind Caesar, so it's a three-way battle for P2, not P2 but P3. And Caesar deploying his battery, and I think he is aiming for the move into turn 1.
Yeah,
Not
because
going right now.
it's not still
Yeah.
the safety, not the safety, the DRS has not been enabled
Yeah.
yet, which means that Caesar would want to make this move as soon as possible so that he can stick with Redstone. And I think he's using his battery as well, but Yash has good straight line speed, and it's not going to be enough for Caesar. Let's see if Viper Speed can get ahead of Quick Killer. This is going to be close into turn 1. Is there going to be any late moves? Viper Speed pulls out from the slipstream, but is not able to make any kind of move stick. And well, that's about that. We'll stick with this battle once again. Caesar on the back of Yash Gosalia. Redstone is super quick. Yes, Herschel. I mean, that's one of those drivers who has picked up a lot of pace in the recent past, and he is a very, very quick driver
And
indeed.
he
You
has
should.
also picked up some kind of consistency. Yeah,
Absolutely.
because
The Redstone of the past
he has
used to
seen
spin a lot and make a lot of mistakes, even though he was always quick. But obviously, he has unlocked a new level of pace, but also the kind of consistency to finish races that he starts.
and
at
we
the
have yellow flag, and it's
Quick Killer.
Quick Killer spinning around out of the. It's a
It's a safety car
It's a
once
safety
again.
car.
It's a safety
Okay.
car.
So,
And it's good time for Yash
do
to
we see
pit.
Baz pitting? Do we see Baz pitting?
Yeah, Baz could pit and probably. Yeah, I think it's time for Baz to pit and maybe on those
And
mediums.
we have position changes between Ethan and White. What happened to Ethan?
Yeah, not entirely sure what
And
happened
we have
there.
HPP saying, "Man, I miss this." Yes, you should miss this. The chaos.
Actually, you
Yep.
can always buy a PlayStation in the UK. Baz is going to stay out, by the way, and
Okay,
you can
he's
probably
going to
join
be-
us for racing HUP.
Yeah.
Gosalia in the pits as expected, so he's going to go for another set of mediums, or is he going to go for hards? He's going to
He's
go for
going on the
hards,
hards.
and that will
And we
comfortably
have
take him.
Azun and Viper Speed and What is happening, Viper Speed? What did he do? Did he just crash in the pit lane?
Well, 5 laps on those softs, so I can understand why he's in the pits. He's going on to the hard tires as well. Ethan
and
is going to go
Ethan
for
is changing
mediums,
his wing. Yeah, he is changing his wing.
but he's gone for old mediums, Ethan. So those will not last him. Those will not last until the end of the race. So that's not going to help. And Herschel, if you do have time, HVP, you should go back and watch the Silverstone D1 race this season. Absolute monster of a drive from Redstone Dub. It's a full wet race, mind you, but it was
Yeah.
a drive to really look out
The sprint
for.
was dry, but the main race was full wets.
No, HVP. Someone who has already been a champion, they never stay in Division 2. You should know that. So you are going to Division 1 no matter what.
Sorry, Malav, but I have to contradict you. Mayank still races in D2 though.
Yeah, well, he was promoted to Division 1 and then he came back to Division 2. So, yeah.
Okay. Seems
Let's
legit.
see what happens. I think there are a few cars who have not really bunched up. So, we'll see maybe one more lap
The tire
under the safety
situation
car.
is pretty okay. It's an interesting situation. You can see you are a Lethan on 7-lap old mediums. I think he is out of his tires because did he pit in the sprint?
He crashed out in the sprint, Ethan. So
Yeah, so I think he's on that. Okay, he chipped the wall again. Oh my god, what is happening? And the Haas boys rounding up the final positions, P12 and P13, with so many incidents and only one DNF. This race is panning out to be some interesting stuff with so many mixed strategies. Baz with old, and we have Ethan in the pits again. I think he chipped his wing with that wall contact. Then I was saying he might be going for mediums, but didn't realize he doesn't have any left. So yeah,
why
I
is he
think
going
that's the
on
reason. And he's going
soft?
on softs. What is he doing? And now why is he? What? Did he just stay in the box after
Yeah, I mean that's
changing his tire?
okay. It's under safety car. Wouldn't have lost him any time, but
No, but that was weird.
I don't understand why he's on the softs.
Okay, he's gambling on another safety car, as I should say. So we have from P2 to P6 on similar tires. Then we have Yash and Azun on fresher tires. So let's see how this pans out with
Ethan, by
Yash
the
and
way,
Azun.
who has already been reported by Blood X Wave for
Okay,
collision.
that is.
So Ethan already has a steward's trip to the steward's room waiting for him at the end of this race. But either ways, I think the safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap. Everyone is bunched up, and we really want to see a few laps of racing. I don't know if we have had a couple of consecutive laps with DRS so far. This is the third safety car already in a space of 12 laps. Well, this is the 14th lap, but the safety car was brought out on the 11th or the 12th lap. And I think now, until the end of the race, 11 laps to go, I really hope there are no more safety cars. It's fine if people need to pit.
Yes.
But we do need to see some racing, and we do need to see some DRS overtakes. So let's see what happens. Baz is going to lead the safety car restart on pretty old hard tires, and it's an interesting decision for him to stay out. But considering the kind of and the frequency of the safety cars on this track, I think it might just be the right one. We'll be on board with Jishnu, who is in P4, and see when Baz decides to finally go. He has not given enough time for the safety car to go, which is why he'll have to wait a little before he can floor the accelerator, which he has done now, and Redstone is right on the back of him.
It's not caught napping. Yep. Baz covering down the inside and Redstone going for the move on the outside. Will he break it? And he's aiming for the switchback. Yes, he is aiming for the switchback in turn 3 and he doesn't get the traction. We have TBK and Azun. Azun losing a position to TBK. Let's see what's happening down there. And yeah. And that's Haas of Quick Killer going down the inside of Viper Speed. Viper Speed goes out of the track and he loses the position to Quick Killer. So TBK and Yash so close. TBK makes contact with Yash and TBK goes down. Around
What happened towards the end? That's Ethan and Baz, Ethan and Viper Speed both round. And let's see what happens here. Abhishek's on the back of VFX once again, who is himself.
TBK and Yash Gosalia have contact and TBK loses his end plate and TBK keeps the position. I don't think you should keep the position, TBK. That and what is Yash? Yash is slowing down. I see he is pretty frustrated from that move from TBK. So yeah.
Well, up ahead, Redstone is. I think Yash might have to probably let a couple of people through. He was off track, but here goes Redstone round the outside of Basil onto the final corner, and it's not made the move stick, but it doesn't really need to fight Basil because Baz will pit anytime. Well, not anytime, but soon. And it's a
We might
comfortable
see
first.
Baz pulling a no stopper, so yeah. And it's, yeah, okay, Yash Gosalia has retired. He got
I think he
frustrated.
really
And
has
why
had enough.
is that safety car?
I'm done with this game. Why is there a safety car all the
Okay.
time?
Okay. When you needed safety car, it didn't give you safety car. Now he's dishing out all the safety car. What the fuck? F1. Okay, shit. Okay, no. I just messed up two
Can
times.
Baz should Baz pit now? Or is he going to bank on
Ah,
another safety car and maybe just go till the end, as you said, on these tires? If the safety cars
he
just keep
might
getting
go
deployed,
till the end.
then he doesn't really need to pit and maybe just nurse these tires till the end. So I've asked Yash what happened, and we'll have his version of events soon. As Ethan and Azun have exchanged position, I think Ethan might have lost out somewhere, and now but Azun is letting him back through. But Ethan obviously is without a front wing, so
And Ethan
Ethan
is
will
on
pit.
softs,
Yeah,
so
obviously we saw
yeah,
him pit
he
on
will.
softs, so
We didn't expect a safety car this early, but okay. And we have Abdul and Harsh in the chat saying grazie ragazzi Ethan. Then we have Malav, do not stay in front of Srikanth in next race. Yes, he will not. Don't worry. Then we have safety car merchants in D1. Then we have Anton saying Basil going for that one. Yep, I think Basil is staying and he is staying out. And with that DRS not being enabled for like what? First safety car, after the first safety car, I have not seen DRS being enabled. So it's pure raw pace of these drivers that is keeping them at the places. So yeah, Basil is just. How many safety
fresh
cars
softs
can?
by the way, fresh softs for
Oh yeah,
TBK and fresh softs for Azun, fresh softs for Ethan. 8 laps to go and probably 6 laps of racing. So I think they will go to the end. Should be a
yeah,
bit
they will
second
go to the
hand
end.
by the 25th lap, but I think they should just about make it. So this is
Okay,
going to
now let's
be
look at the penalty situation. So it's only Tantamanta and Viper Speed having a single track extension penalty. So yeah, the drivers have been pretty clean in the track extension wise. So yeah,
no Harsh. We can't really see the tire wear, which the drivers have. We can only see the tire life. For tire wear, you need a different kind of telemetry app installed, which I
no,
really
they
don't.
sometimes show it, they sometimes don't. So it's EA. So yeah, what you can't expect much from EA. So yeah.
No, it's not about that. It's so Suraj has this telemetry app where you can see the tire wear for drivers, but obviously that's too technical, and I don't really think I have the patience for that. So we'll have to be content with tire
Yeah.
life for now.
And
It's
Jishnu
Viper Speed
is
once again.
getting MP.
It's Viper Speed once again who's at the end. So, how many chances is this game or this race going to give Viper Speed before he finally picks up a point or two? I really hope this is the day where he does that. And let's see. His mediums are definitely going to the end. He's one of those people who's on a competitive tire compared to everyone else, and he has joined the
Yeah.
back of the queue. But obviously, the safety car will stay out for at least one more lap. No pitter still, and Baz is weaving on the main straight. I suggest he stop weaving if he wants to save tire life, at least right now, because the safety car will obviously give the signal and then he can start weaving. But this is going to be fun if Cody's allow it to be fun, because what's happened so far in the first 18 laps, it's not really fun to watch without any kind of
Yeah.
racing.
So let's see. The safety car might be in this lap, so it's.
Right, so people were still watching. I think there are 13 to 14 people watching us. So let us know who you think is going to finish in the top three. It's a good time with because 7 laps to go to have a few predictions out, and then we'll see how many of you got those predictions right until we see the checkered flag being waved at the end of the 25th lap. I will definitely breathe a huge sigh of relief when that happens. 10 minutes to go before Q1 starts, and we are nowhere near finishing this race. Let's
And
see
we
what
have
happens.
Abdul saying D2 gives real entertainment salary hike for D2 guys. Yes, I do agree D2 gives real entertainment as we saw yesterday.
Well, Abdul, whatever
That's
percentage you have, it will be on the base of zero. So you can give a 200% salary hike, it will still be zero. That's how unfortunately maths work. But
you
let's see.
don't have to say that much
It's
truth. Yeah,
the
so safety
safety
car should
car.
be in and we are back to racing. Let's see. Yep, safety car is in and the track is pretty tightly packed. We have P1 to P6 on old hard tires. Then we have QK and Tantamanta on old mediums. Then we have TBK, Azun, Ethan and Viper Speed on new fresh tires. So let's see how this last 7 laps pans out. Let's see what Basil does. Okay, I'm on board with Redstone. Let's see what happens. How Baz takes this restart. So Baz is taking it tentatively and
Is
Baz is
gone.
gone and Redstone is again on his tail. Redstone is not the one who is caught napping. And we have cars going side by side. We fixed Jishnu going side by side. And
Oh!
that's TBK and Tanta Mantar. I guess they are.
And VFix
That's
is
Ferrari
round.
of VFX.
Not
Yeah,
round,
not
but
wrong.
he definitely
He
lost a couple of
rode a
positions.
curve and
And now
that's
he has crashed
VFX
out.
just
And Quick Killer
DNF.
as well. My god.
Oh my god.
And
The
according to
steward's
Cody's,
report will
that's
be
not a safety car
interesting.
according to Cody's, but everything else is.
Typical. And Baz has managed to get a lead of half a second. Okay, on that cold test
Well,
pocket.
Redstone is going to
So
cut down on that lead
and
pretty soon.
Azun and Abhishek. I think Abhishek had some contact in that collision. That's why he has dropped down to P9 from P6. And TBK with those fresh soft tires, he's on the tail of Jishnu. Let's see what happens right now. He's a second behind Jishnu. Let's see what happens. And we have the leader spaced out under 2 seconds, 2.5. So let's see. Baz holds it off or no. And we have position changes between Ethan and Tantamanta. Ethan overtakes around the outside and Baz gets a 3 sec. Oh my god, he just threw it.
He really didn't need that 3 second time penalty. Jishnu on the back of Caesar. And Caesar has been. Oh, Ethan and. Oh, TBK, something happened. Well,
TBK
he's without a
without a
front
wing.
wing.
Okay,
Without a front
okay, he
wing.
had a contact with some Haas on the main straight. So yeah, he's pitting. Hard luck for TBK. He could have gained so many positions, but it is what it is. So let's continue on the race, and we have the leaders. Baz keeping. Oh my God, Baz! What did you do? So for now it's Redstone, Caesar and Jishnu with the provisional podium. Then Ethan on the fresh softs. He is again back in the mix after what? Spinning 2 or 3 times. So yeah.
Well, let's see what Redstone does. Redstone is not really that close to Baz as he was in the first, or rather the previous safety car restart.
Redstone is now not pushing because he knows he is getting that win. So yeah, why will he, like what? Why will he just take the risk of overtaking
well,
here?
you know how certain stewards inquiries go. Baz can still contest one of those warnings and get that 3 second time penalty removed. So I think there you go. Redstone within 5/10 of Baz, and well, he doesn't need to push right now. He can wait until DRS gets enabled, if it gets enabled, because considering how this race has gone so far, we might never see DRS. But yeah, he doesn't really need to push that much, and let's see what happens, especially now that VFix has crashed out of this race. It's Redstone and Caesar who will gain in the championship. So that is not going to go well for the Ferrari driver here tonight. and we'll have to wait and hear from VFix. Just put a message on comments if you can, Srikanth. If
I don't
VFix might be
think
watching, and
VFix is watching.
well, so we might want to, you might want to let us know what happened there with. I think it was him and QK, Quick Killer, who had a sort of an incident towards the end, but I don't know what caused all of that. Still spectating Basil and Redstone, and Redstone is slowly reeling him in, but surely reeling him in, and this is going to be a fascinating battle towards the end. Since we had safety cars, that means that they won't have depleted a lot of their batteries.
Okay. We can see Caesar losing out on Redstone, and he's also losing out to Basil. Do you think Basil and Redstone can pull 3-second gap on Caesar?
Well, it's a bit too much to ask for, but if they start DRSing each other in the next couple of laps, because at the end of this lap, DRS will be enabled. So if they can start DRSing each other, it might be a bit close, and then Jishnu and Caesar will start fighting. So then maybe Baz can still hold on to his podium. Because at this rate, he's not on the podium. Let's see what Redstone does. Redstone has a good run. DRS, has it been enabled already? There he goes. Redstone, and he has overtaken Baz for the lead. The DRS has been enabled, and there you go. Redstone in the lead of the race, just as we thought he would take eventually. And let's see what kind of advantage he has on those relatively fresher hard tires.
And Baz runs wide.
Oh, something happened.
He loses his time.
Oh, Viper speed once again.
And Baz is making contacts.
Viper speed is safety car.
And it's another safety car. Okay,
every time Viper speed spins, it's a safety car. It's
Viper speed. We need some of that. We need some of that.
Well, so it's safety car once again, and that's obviously going to hurt Baz, since he has that 3-second time penalty to contest with. But yeah, hopefully the final safety car of the race, and we can get this over with.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we won't really be doing podium interviews this time around, people, because qualifying is already underway. So apologies for that in advance. But it's been an eventful race to say the least, and we still haven't had as many retirements like we saw in the sprint race. Only 4 so far. But let's see if Baz pits now. I don't think he will pit. It doesn't really need to pit.
Because he will lose position. He's on 20 lap old hards. Everyone behind him is on fresh tires. So yeah.
But if he pits,
he will either lose,
and he has a 3-second, he's anyway going to lose time because of the 3 seconds. So well, there you go. A lot of people in the pits, and that's absolutely expected, as people will go on those fresh soft tires. And again, going to be chaotic. Remember, TBK is still in the race, and Viper Speed is still running, so anything could happen. But let's see. The top 4 are on hards. Ethan is on used softs, and everyone else is on fresh soft. Viper Speed is on. What are these tire choices? Viper Speed is on 3-lap old hards. Maybe he doesn't have any fresh softs to use. Maybe that's why.
So do you think in last 2 laps we can see some big position changes happening?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's very likely, especially now that we have the soft runners in the second half of the field. So they will be very competitive. Expect Azun to let TBK through, by the way, and cause some chaos out in front. So
okay, that was okay.
Yeah, Azun will do that. I'm not kidding. That's exactly what's going to happen.
He might not. You never know.
Yeah, I think it's likely that
as
he will.
The Mercedes are already in good points. Their main rivals are both DNF'd. So yeah, we might see Azun giving the position to
Yeah,
TBK, and
safety
safety
car is
car is
in
in
this
this
lap,
lap.
and I don't think we'll have any more
Last,
safety cars this race.
yeah,
So that should be it as far as those safety cars are concerned. And Redstone Dub this time, and not Baz, will be leading the safety car restart. So this should be pretty interesting. I don't think Baz has the tires to fight Redstone, but all he would want to do is be P2 on track and then see how it goes from there and keep Caesar
yep.
and Jishnu behind.
And
Redstone has
Redstone is
gone
gone,
and
and
Baz has
Baz is
gone with
not
him.
yeah, and Caesar is caught napping from Baz and Redstone. So let's see it, and that's Jishnu and Ethan side by side, and Jishnu almost loses it as Ethan and Jishnu had contact going into turn 2, and it's turning out to be a pretty chaotic wreck. And TBK, he is P6, he's
What
attacking
did I tell you?
Tantamata. He's okay, I get it. Okay, you have the experience, and TBK is on the gearbox of Tantamata, and he's letting and he exceeds the track. What happened? Yes. Okay, and Tantamata lets TBK go. Is he also betting on TBK? Okay, let's see what happens. And we have a position changes between Azun and Abhishek.
Abhishek has been let through as well. Azun letting everyone through. That's a bit risky,
and
I
that
would say.
was pretty close from Ethan and Caesar. They are fighting for P3 maybe, but okay. Yeah, so. And we have position changes between Jishnu and Abhishek. Jishnu, who is on old hard tires, has lost out way too much after that contact, and he's
Here
under
goes
attack from
TBK
Azul
on the
again.
back of Ethan, who's on the back of Caesar, who's on the back of Battle. This is going to be very, very risky into the last corner. It is Ethan on the inside of Caesar. Caesar has to give him space. And here comes TBK.
And he
Makes contact with
almost
Caesar.
rear-ends
But look at
Caesar,
Tantarmantar.
yeah.
Tantarmantar, what a brilliant run through.
And Tantamantar and TBK, what are they doing? That's pretty close, not. What was that? And 3 wide into turn 1, and Caesar has been spun. Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay. That
It's
was
the last lap of this Grand
It's
Prix,
the
by the
last
way.
lap.
Caesar has lost out because of the turn 1 incidents, and Azun silently making his way through. You know what? At the end of all this, Azun will end up on the podium.
Yeah, because of the penalties, all that penalties, he might end up on the podium. Baz even have a shot at podium because Ethan having a penalty, Abhishek's having a penalty. So yeah, we might see Baz on the podium. Oh no, Baz is on the podium because only TVK will overtake him in the.
TBK will overtake him, but I'm sure there are a couple of reports coming against TBK in the stewards inquiry. So ultimately,
Yeah.
Azun might find himself
Pending
there.
stewards
But
inquiry.
it is going to be. Oh, what happened there?
And yellow
Tantar
flag, Tantamantar has retired at the place where certain McLaren DNF last night. So yeah, it's turning out to be a pretty chaotic race. Malav, you just said that it was going pretty
It's
boring.
going to be
and now-
Redstone. He's weaving across the line. What a brilliant drive. What a perfect weekend it has been for him. As he wins, Basil will come home in P2, but TBK takes P2. Basil with P3. Azun finishes P4. Caesar, after all that,
Baz
finishes
take
P5.
P3 by 3 tenths. GG Baz, that was some good stuff. A good racing, a good race in the last few laps. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Malav, I
What
still
a
believe in your
chaotic race.
Panotis. Yep.
Yeah, well, those are here to stay as the qualifying has already been underway as far as the real life Jeddah Grand Prix weekend is concerned. There you go. Redstone wins the sprint race as well as the feature race, and he was on pole. What a perfect weekend for him. I'm not sure if he got the fastest lap, but that was pretty much 10 on 10 for Redstone. TBK in P2, but he has a couple of people, I'm sure, disgruntled because of him. And then I think it was Baz who finished P3 as far as the main race is concerned, was Zone in P4, and then it was Caesar in P5. That's it in terms of the IRL, or rather Indian Racing League coverage of Jeddah You can go enjoy the real life qualifying, which has already been underway. We'll see you next week in Canada. It's obviously Division 2 on Fridays and Division 1 on Saturdays, 9:45 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Until then, thank you, Srikant, for joining the Comps Box as always, and we'll see you next time. Good night and take
Thanks,
care.
Malo. Yep. See you guys.